Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about the power of personal transformation, the kind that begins not from outside influences, but from within. I'm speaking about the process of rebuilding yourself and reorganizing your life. No matter where you are today, no matter what you've gone through, the key to unlocking your future lies in your ability to reflect, to reset, and to rise again. The first step to rebuilding anything is understanding its current state. Before we can rebuild ourselves, we must engage in deep introspection, examining who we are right now. We have to confront our fears, acknowledge our flaws, and recognize our strengths. Too many people walk through life with blind spots, unaware of their own potential and weaknesses. Real transformation requires brutal honesty with yourself. The question is not just where am I going, but first, who am I right now? Once you've evaluated yourself, you need a destination. Rebuilding requires purpose. Without a clear vision, you'll simply rearrange the pieces of your life without progress. Ask yourself, why am I here? What was I created to achieve? The most successful lives are those built on a foundation of purpose. Purpose gives your life direction, energy, and clarity. When you know where you are going, the storms of life may come, but they cannot blow you off course. But let me warn you, no matter how strong your vision is, it will only go as far as your mindset allows. To rebuild, you must first renew your mind. Many people are trapped, not by circumstances, but by the limitations of their thoughts. A negative, stagnant, or fearful mindset will sabotage every effort to grow. So you must actively work to replace old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering truths. A transformed mind leads to a transformed life. Now, none of this will happen overnight. Rebuilding yourself requires discipline, daily, relentless, consistent effort. It's easy to get excited about change, but excitement won't sustain you through the challenges. Discipline will. You will need to wake up every day and commit to the actions that move you closer to your goal. Discipline is the bridge between your current self and the future you envision. You cannot build your future while clinging to the chains of your past. Whether it's a failure, a disappointment, or even a success that's long gone, you have to let it go. Too many people spend their lives stuck in yesterday's mistakes, replaying old regrets, and fearing what tomorrow might bring. But the truth is, you can't drive forward while looking in the rearview mirror. Reorganizing yourself means releasing the weight of your past so you can embrace the possibilities of your future. Once your mind is set and your past is behind you, it's time to organize your future with a plan. Vision without a plan is merely a wish. Planning is the act of turning your dreams into achievable steps. Break your goals down, organize your time, your habits, your resources. Everything must align with your purpose. Rebuilding yourself isn't a random, chaotic process. It requires precision, thoughtfulness, and strategic action. Now, life is constantly changing. What worked for you yesterday may not work tomorrow. This is why continuous learning is vital to personal growth. You must commit to learning, unlearning, and relearning. Read, study, seek mentors, and stay adaptable. The ability to adapt will keep you growing and evolving no matter what life throws your way. To rebuild yourself, you must be open to new ideas, new perspectives, and new ways of thinking. 8, resilience and perseverance. Finally, my friends, rebuilding yourself is not without challenges. There will be days when it seems like nothing is working, when you feel like giving up. But understand this, the road to transformation is paved with obstacles. The key is resilience. Success is not for those who never fail, it's for those who refuse to quit. You must keep pushing forward, trusting that every setback is a setup for your comeback. Rebuilding yourself begins with a crucial step that many overlook: knowing yourself. It's impossible to change, grow, or evolve if you don't understand who you are at your core. This requires deep introspection, a willingness to look inward and assess every aspect of your life. You must ask yourself hard questions. What are my strengths? Where do I consistently fall short? What habits have I formed that hold me back? These are uncomfortable questions, but they are essential to personal growth. Too often, people move through life unaware of their patterns, blind to their own potential and weaknesses. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or even fate, but real change starts when you look in the mirror and take full responsibility for your current state. That's not to say you should be overly critical of yourself. This process isn't about self-judgment, it's about self-discovery. It's about identifying the parts of yourself that need to be refined, rebuilt, or even completely transformed. Introspection also requires you to examine the beliefs you've carried for years, beliefs that shape your actions, decisions, and even your identity. Some of those beliefs may have served you well in the past, but not all of them will serve your future. You have to assess whether the stories you've been telling yourself are still true or if they become outdated scripts that limit your potential. Maybe you've believed that you're not capable of achieving certain goals or that your background defines your future. But introspection allows you to challenge those narratives and replace them with empowering truths. Moreover, being aware of your emotions is key. How do you respond when things don't go your way? How do you handle stress, failure, or even success? Emotional awareness is a powerful tool in rebuilding yourself. It helps you understand why you react the way you do and how you can begin to reshape those reactions to serve your growth rather than hinder it. In this journey of self-awareness, be prepared to face uncomfortable truths, but also be prepared to celebrate the incredible potential that lies within you. You cannot rebuild what you do not know, and you cannot reorganize a life you haven't truly examined. By getting to the heart of who you are today, you lay the foundation for the person you are becoming tomorrow. Once you've taken the time to truly understand yourself, the next step in rebuilding is to establish a clear vision and sense of purpose. You see, without a destination in mind, you'll simply drift through life, reacting to circumstances instead of creating them. Vision is what gives your life direction. It is the compass that guides you, ensuring that every step you take moves you closer to where you are meant to be. But this vision must be more than just a dream. It needs to be rooted in purpose, a deep sense of why you're doing what you're doing. Purpose is what ignites passion. It's the reason you wake up in the morning with excitement, the driving force behind every meaningful action. When you have a clear purpose, life becomes more than just a series of random events. It becomes a journey filled with meaning where every challenge, every success, and even every failure plays a part in your greater story. But to live a life of purpose, you must first discover what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, what gives my life meaning? What impact do I want to leave in this world? What legacy do I want to build? These questions help uncover the deeper reasons behind your goals. Many people confuse purpose with simply having goals. Goals are important, but purpose runs deeper. Goals are the milestones you reach, but purpose is the foundation on which those goals are built. Purpose shapes your goals, gives them meaning, and makes them worth pursuing even when things get difficult. It's what keeps you going when the motivation fades, when the road is tough, and when others give up. Your vision for your life should not just be about what you want to achieve, but about who you want to become in the process. It's about aligning your actions with your values and principles. This is where true fulfillment comes from. Success without purpose will always feel empty, but when your vision is aligned with your purpose, success becomes much more than just personal achievement. It becomes a way to make a lasting difference in the world around you. Purpose also has the power to clarify your priorities. When you are clear about what matters most, distractions fall away. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve your greater vision. Instead, you become intentional, focused, and driven. You begin to say no to the things that pull you away from your purpose and yes to the things that align with it. Finally, a clear vision and purpose provide resilience. Life is unpredictable. Challenges, setbacks, and unexpected circumstances will inevitably come your way. But when you are rooted in a strong sense of purpose, those obstacles don't derail you, they strengthen you. Your purpose acts as an anchor, keeping you grounded when everything else seems uncertain. When you know why you're pursuing something, you have the power to persevere through any difficulty because you're not just chasing success, you're living out your reason for being. A crucial part of rebuilding yourself is recognizing the power of your mindset. Your mind is the control center of your life. It determines not only how you see the world, but how you navigate through it. If you want to create lasting change, you must begin by changing how you think. You cannot build a new life with an old mindset. The way you've been thinking up until now has gotten you to this point, but if you're serious about going further, about truly transforming yourself, you'll need a mindset shift. Many people are held captive by their thoughts, often without realizing it. They live within the boundaries of limiting beliefs, thoughts like I'm not good enough, I don't deserve success, or this is just the way things are. These beliefs act as invisible chains, restricting how far they can go. But here's the truth, your mindset is not fixed. You have the ability to reshape it, to challenge those limiting beliefs, and to adopt a mindset that empowers you to grow, learn, and thrive. One of the key aspects of a mindset shift is moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset tells you that your abilities, intelligence, and talents are set in stone, that you are who you are and can't change. It convinces you that failure is a reflection of your inadequacy, so you avoid risks and challenges for fear of exposing your limitations. On the other hand, a growth mindset believes that you are capable of evolving. It tells you that your abilities can be developed through hard work, learning, and perseverance. In this mindset, failure is not the end, it's simply a lesson, a stepping stone on the path to success. Shifting your mindset also means changing your relationship with obstacles and adversity. Many people see challenges as problems, something to be avoided or feared. But when you have the right mindset, challenges become opportunities to grow, to strengthen your character, and to develop resilience. You begin to see that the things meant to break you are actually the things that will build you. Instead of shrinking in the face of difficulty, you rise to meet it, knowing that every challenge is refining you for something greater. Another critical part of this mindset shift is learning to silence the inner critic, the voice inside your head that constantly doubts, criticizes, and undermines your efforts. That voice is often the loudest when you're trying to change because it fears the unknown. It clings to comfort, even if that comfort is limiting. But to truly rebuild yourself, you have to train your mind to override that voice with positive, empowering thoughts. Your mindset shapes your reality. If you believe that change is possible, that you have the capacity to grow and overcome, then you will approach life with energy, hope, and confidence. But if your mindset is stuck in doubt, fear, and negativity, even the best opportunities will slip through your fingers. The key is to be intentional about cultivating a mindset that aligns with the person you want to become. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to think bigger, expose yourself to new ideas, and constantly feed your mind with knowledge that expands your perspective. Ultimately, your mindset will determine how far you can go in life. It's not about what happens to you, but how you interpret and respond to what happens. A mindset shift gives you the power to transform adversity into advantage, obstacles into opportunities, and setbacks into setups for a greater future. When you master your mindset, you master your life. Rebuilding yourself is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process that requires discipline and consistency. These two elements are the backbone of any successful transformation. You can have all the vision, purpose, and mindset shifts in the world, but without discipline, you'll never sustain the actions necessary to bring about lasting change. Discipline is what separates those who dream of a better life from those who actually create it. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's easy to be motivated in the beginning when the excitement of starting something new fuels your energy. But motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. Discipline, however, is steadfast. It shows up even on the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. It is the commitment to stay the course, regardless of how you feel in the moment. True change requires this kind of relentless focus because transformation doesn't happen in a week or even a month. It happens through the daily, consistent actions you take over time. Consistency is just as vital. Small actions repeated consistently over time yield massive results. It's not about making one giant leap toward change, but about taking small, steady steps every day. The problem many people face is that they start strong, but as time goes on, they lose focus or give up when they don't see immediate results. But lasting success is a marathon, not a sprint. Consistency is what allows you to build momentum. When you consistently put in the work, even on days when progress feels slow, those efforts compound over time, and eventually you see the fruits of your labor. Discipline and consistency also help you build habits. Success is not just about the big moments, it's about the habits you form in your everyday life. Habits are powerful because they automate your behavior. The more disciplined you are in forming positive habits, the less you have to rely on willpower to make the right choices. Eventually, these habits become second nature, making it easier for you to stay on track toward your goals. Another key aspect of discipline is learning to manage distractions and temptations. In today's world, there are countless things vying for your attention, and it's easy to get sidetracked by things that don't align with your goals. Discipline means being intentional with your time and energy, knowing when to say no to distractions and when to focus on what truly matters. It's about learning to delay gratification, choosing long-term success over short-term pleasure. And let's not forget the role discipline plays in overcoming setbacks. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when life throws unexpected challenges your way. In those moments, discipline becomes your anchor. It's what keeps you moving forward even when the path ahead seems uncertain. People who lack discipline tend to give up when things get tough, but those with discipline push through because they understand that obstacles are part of the journey. Discipline is also about accountability, holding yourself responsible for your progress. It's about setting standards for yourself and living up to them. No one else can do the work for you. No one else can make the sacrifices required for your growth. Discipline is the self-respect you show by staying true to your commitments even when no one is watching. It's the quiet behind-the-scenes work that ultimately leads to public success. Consistency paired with discipline creates unstoppable momentum. Over time, the small disciplined actions accumulate and create transformation in every area of your life. This combination is what builds confidence, because when you're consistent, you can look back and see how far you've come. Even if progress feels slow, consistency ensures that you're always moving forward. In the end, discipline and consistency are what separate those who wish for change from those who achieve it. They are the steady force that turns dreams into reality. They are not glamorous or exciting, but they are the key to unlocking your potential and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. If you can master discipline and stay consistent, there is nothing you cannot accomplish. As you embark on the journey of rebuilding yourself, one of the most important things you must learn to do is to let go of the past. Carrying the weight of yesterday will only hold you back from reaching your full potential. The past, with all its experiences, whether they be successes, failures, regrets, or missed opportunities, can easily become a prison if you let it. To move forward, you must release what no longer serves you. You cannot step into a new future while dragging the baggage of old mistakes, hurt, and disappointment. Too often, people allow their past to define them. They replay old failures, relive painful moments, and cling to missed opportunities. These memories become mental chains, trapping them in a cycle of guilt, shame, or even nostalgia. But here's the truth: no matter how long you dwell on the past, you can't change it. What's done is done. The only thing you can control is what you do today and how you choose to move forward. Holding on to the past robs you of your power to create a better future. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting what has happened. It doesn't mean pretending that the pain wasn't real or that the mistakes didn't happen. It means choosing not to let those experiences dictate your future. Every failure, every setback, every disappointment you faced has the potential to teach you something. But you have to take the lesson and leave the pain behind. Rebuilding yourself means looking at your past, acknowledging it, but refusing to let it limit your growth. Some people hold on to the past out of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of starting fresh, fear of making the same mistakes again. But understand this: the past does not determine your future unless you allow it to. You are not bound by your past failures, and you are not defined by the mistakes you've made. You have the power to choose differently, to rise above what happened, and to create a new story for your life. It's also important to recognize that sometimes even past successes can hold you back. If you're constantly looking back on what you've already accomplished, you risk becoming complacent, stuck in a place of comfort, rather than striving for new growth. Success can be a trap when you let it convince you that you've reached your peak. But there is always more room to grow, more heights to reach. Letting go of the past means letting go of the idea that your best days are behind you. It means embracing the possibility that the future holds even greater opportunities. Forgiveness plays a crucial role in letting go. For some, the hardest part of releasing the past is forgiving others for the pain they've caused. But forgiveness is not about the other person, it's about setting yourself free. When you hold on to bitterness and resentment, you're the one who suffers. Rebuilding yourself requires a heart free of anger and grudges, one that's open to healing and moving forward. And just as importantly, you must also forgive yourself. Too many people are held captive by their own self-blame, unable to move forward because they can't let go of their own mistakes. But understand that growth is a process, and mistakes are a natural part of that process. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know, for the decisions you wish you had made differently, and for the times you fell short. You cannot build the future you deserve if you're constantly punishing yourself for the past. Letting go of the past also means embracing change. Life is constantly moving forward, and clinging to old ways, old habits, or old identities only slows you down. Growth requires adaptation, and you can't adapt if you're stuck in what was. It's time to release the outdated versions of yourself that no longer serve you and embrace the person you are becoming. Understand that change is not something to fear, but something to welcome. It is through change that we find new strength, new possibilities, and new levels of success. In letting go of the past, you free yourself to fully engage with the present and build a future that aligns with your highest potential. You open yourself to new opportunities, new relationships, and new experiences that are impossible to grasp when your hands are full of what's already gone. The past may have shaped you, but it doesn't define you. You are free to write a new story starting today, one that is not bound by the limitations of yesterday, but is filled with the possibilities of tomorrow. As you move forward in the process of rebuilding yourself, one critical element cannot be overlooked: strategic planning. Having a vision and purpose is powerful, but without a clear plan to turn that vision into reality, even the best intentions can remain unfulfilled. Strategic planning is about breaking down your goals into actionable steps, creating a roadmap that guides you from where you are now to where you want to be. It's about turning dreams into concrete objectives and ensuring that every move you make brings you closer to your desired outcome. Many people fail to rebuild their lives effectively because they rely solely on motivation or enthusiasm. While these are great starters, they're not enough to sustain long-term growth. You need a solid, well-thought-out plan that considers both the opportunities and the obstacles ahead. A strategic plan gives your action structure, turning what could be a vague ambition into a measurable, trackable process. It moves you from hoping things will work out to knowing how they will work out because you've laid the groundwork. Start by identifying your long-term goals. Where do you want to see yourself in the next few years? Be specific. It's not enough to say you want to be successful or better in some vague sense. You need to define exactly what success looks like for you. Is it financial freedom? A healthier lifestyle? Greater emotional stability? Once you've clarified that, you can begin to break down these long-term goals into small, achievable milestones. These are the steps that, when completed, will bring you closer to the big picture. Each step must be practical and realistic. A good plan isn't built on fantasy, it's grounded in reality. You have to assess your current resources. What do you have at your disposal? This includes not just material resources, but your skills, time, relationships, and knowledge. From there, identify what gaps exist. What skills do you need to develop? What additional resources will you need to acquire? What habits do you need to change or strengthen? Strategic planning forces you to confront these questions and lay out a clear path for filling those gaps. Time management is an essential part of any plan. You have to set deadlines for your goals. Without timelines, goals remain vague and can easily be pushed aside. Set short-term, medium-term, and long-term deadlines to keep yourself accountable. But understand that deadlines are not just for finishing tasks, they are also checkpoints for reassessing your progress. At each stage, take a moment to evaluate: are you on track? Do you need to make adjustments? Strategic planning is a living, breathing process that evolves as you grow. It's also important to anticipate challenges. No plan is foolproof. And part of being strategic is preparing for the inevitable bumps in the road. Ask yourself what could go wrong. Where might you encounter resistance? Who or what could potentially disrupt your progress? By identifying these potential obstacles ahead of time, you give yourself the opportunity to develop contingency plans. This doesn't mean expecting failure, but rather preparing to adapt when things don't go exactly as planned. Flexibility is key to any successful strategy. The plan may need to shift, but your commitment to the goal should remain firm. In your strategic plan, prioritize what's most important. Not everything needs to happen at once. Rebuilding yourself requires focus, and trying to tackle too much at once can lead to burnout or disorganization. Instead, identify the critical actions that will make the biggest impact and focus on those first. It's often said that 20% of your actions produce 80% of your results. Find that 20% in your plan, those key tasks that will push you forward faster and with greater momentum. Focus your energy there, and once those priorities are handled, you can move on to the next phase. Accountability is another key aspect of strategic planning. You need to have systems in place to hold yourself accountable. Whether it's checking in with a mentor, using tools like planners or apps to track your progress, or even sharing your goals with trusted friends, accountability ensures that you stay on course. It's easy to drift off track when no one is watching or when you're only answering to yourself. Building accountability into your plan gives you the extra push needed to stay consistent. Lastly, celebrate your progress along the way. Strategic planning is not just about the end result, but the process of growth itself. Each milestone you reach, no matter how small, is a testament to your discipline, effort, and commitment. Recognize your achievements and use them as fuel to keep going. This keeps you motivated and reminds you that every step forward, no matter how incremental, is progress. Strategic planning transforms your vision into a step-by-step journey toward a new, better version of yourself. It ensures that your efforts are organized, your time is well spent, and your energy is focused on what truly matters. Without a plan, you risk wandering aimlessly. But with a strategic approach, you take control of your path, confidently navigating the terrain ahead as you rebuild and reorganize your life for lasting success. Rebuilding yourself is not a one-time effort, but a lifelong journey, and one of the most important elements of that journey is continuous learning and adaptation. Life is constantly evolving, and to stay relevant, to keep growing, and to truly transform, you must commit to learning new things and adapting to change. Stagnation is the enemy of progress. If you want to keep advancing in your personal and professional life, you need to embrace the mindset that growth is a never-ending process. The world around you is changing. Every day new technologies emerge, industries shift, and even the way we communicate and connect evolves. If you don't continuously seek out new knowledge and develop new skills, you risk becoming obsolete. This applies not just to your career, but to every area of life. Relationships evolve, health challenges arise, and personal aspirations change. If you are not learning and adapting, you can easily find yourself outpaced by the world around you. Continuous learning begins with curiosity. You must cultivate a mindset that is always open to new ideas, new perspectives, and new ways of doing things. Learning doesn't just happen in a classroom or through formal education. It happens every day in the small moments where you challenge yourself to think differently, to question your assumptions, and to explore new possibilities. You can learn from people around you, from books, from podcasts, from experiences, even from failures. Every situation presents an opportunity for growth if you're willing to learn from it. But learning alone is not enough. You must be willing to adapt. Too often, people gather knowledge but refuse to apply it because they are resistant to change. Adaptation is about taking what you've learned and adjusting your behaviors, strategies, and attitudes to reflect that new information. It's about being flexible and open to doing things differently. Sometimes what worked in the past may no longer be effective in the present. Successful adaptation requires you to recognize when it's time to let go of old ways and embrace new approaches. Adaptation also means being responsive to feedback. Whether it's feedback from others or from the results of your own actions, you must be willing to listen, reflect, and adjust. This is especially important in a world where circumstances can change rapidly. You may start down a particular path only to realize it's not yielding the results you hoped for. Instead of stubbornly sticking to that path, adaptation allows you to pivot, to reassess your strategy, and to move in a direction that better aligns with your goals. One of the key benefits of continuous learning and adaptation is resilience. When you commit to growth, you develop the ability to bounce back from setbacks and challenges. Learning equips you with the tools to navigate through uncertainty, and adaptation gives you the flexibility to overcome obstacles. Life will inevitably throw unexpected changes your way, whether it's a sudden career shift, personal loss, or an unforeseen challenge. Those who are committed to learning and adapting are able to handle these situations with grace because they see change as an opportunity rather than a threat. Another aspect of this process is learning from failure. Failure is often seen as something to avoid, but in reality, it's one of the most powerful teachers. Each failure provides valuable insights into what doesn't work, and through those insights, you can refine your approach. The key is not to be afraid of failure, but to learn from it and adapt your strategies accordingly. Each time you fall, you gather more knowledge about how to succeed the next time around. In the process of rebuilding yourself, continuous learning also sharpens your ability to innovate. When you commit to expanding your knowledge, you begin to see things in new ways. Problems that once seemed insurmountable start to reveal solutions because you're approaching them with fresh eyes and new perspectives. Innovation comes from the willingness to question the status quo and explore uncharted territories, and that only happens when you make learning a priority in your life. Moreover, continuous learning and adaptation keep you humble. No matter how much you achieve, how much you grow, or how far you come, there will always be more to learn. Embracing this truth keeps you grounded and open to improvement. It helps you avoid the trap of arrogance or complacency, which can easily derail your progress. By staying curious and teachable, you ensure that you never stop evolving into the best version of yourself. In the end, continuous learning and adaptation are about staying dynamic in a world that is always changing. They are about recognizing that growth doesn't have an endpoint, and that the person you are today can always be improved upon tomorrow. As you rebuild yourself, make learning a daily habit and embrace change as a constant companion on your journey. When you do, you'll not only keep pace with life's changes, but you'll also find yourself leading the way forward. As you rebuild and reorganize your life, two critical qualities will determine your success: resilience and perseverance. These qualities are not just about enduring challenges, but about rising above them, adapting to them, and using them as fuel to keep moving forward. Life will inevitably throw difficulties your way. Setbacks, disappointments, and obstacles are all part of the journey. It's not the absence of adversity that defines success, but how you respond to it. Resilience and perseverance are the keys to turning trials into triumphs. Resilience is the ability to bounce back when things don't go as planned. It's about how quickly and effectively you recover from setbacks, no matter how difficult or unexpected they may be. When life knocks you down, resilience is the internal strength that allows you to stand back up. It's not about avoiding challenges, but embracing them as opportunities for growth. Every time you're faced with adversity, you have a choice: either let it break you or let it build you. Those who are resilient don't crumble under pressure. They use it to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. One of the most important aspects of resilience is maintaining a positive perspective in the face of difficulty. Challenges are inevitable, but how you view them makes all the difference. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, resilient individuals see them as part of the process of growth. They understand that struggles are temporary and that beyond every obstacle lies an opportunity. This mindset helps you stay focused on the bigger picture, even when the present seems overwhelming. It gives you the mental toughness to keep moving forward, trusting that the hardship is shaping you for something greater. Perseverance, on the other hand, is the commitment to keep going, even when the path is tough. It's about staying the course, no matter how long or challenging the journey becomes. Perseverance requires patience, as progress often comes slower than expected. Many people give up too soon, abandoning their goals when they face resistance or when results don't come as quickly as they'd hoped. But those who persevere understand that success is not immediate, it's the result of consistent, determined effort over time. Perseverance is what separates those who wish for change from those who achieve it. The road to rebuilding yourself is rarely a straight line. There will be moments of frustration when it feels like no matter how hard you try, nothing is working. But perseverance is about pushing through those moments. It's about continuing to show up, to put in the work, even when the results are not yet visible. Every small action, every step forward builds momentum over time. The truth is, most people quit right before the breakthrough. They stop just short of the success they've been working toward because they can't see how close they really are. Perseverance ensures that you don't stop until you've reached your goal. Another important component of perseverance is the willingness to learn from failures. Not every effort will succeed, and not every plan will go as expected. But instead of giving up when things go wrong, those who persevere analyze their failures, learn from them, and adjust their approach. This willingness to keep going even after a setback is what ultimately leads to success. Failure is not the end, it's simply a part of the process. Each time you fall, you learn something new that equips you to succeed in the future. The only true failure is giving up. Resilience and perseverance also go hand in hand with self-belief. To keep going in the face of adversity, you must believe in your ability to overcome. You have to trust that you are capable of navigating whatever challenges come your way. This inner confidence gives you the strength to persevere when others might quit. Even when external circumstances are difficult, those who possess self-belief are able to tap into a deep reserve of strength and keep pushing forward. It's important to recognize that resilience and perseverance are not innate traits, they are developed over time. Every time you face a challenge and choose to rise above it, you build resilience. Every time you keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult, you strengthen your perseverance. These qualities grow through experience, and the more you practice them, the stronger they become. As you rebuild yourself, you'll find that each challenge you overcome makes you more resilient, and each step you take strengthens your perseverance. Ultimately, resilience and perseverance are what will carry you through the most difficult parts of your journey. They give you the endurance to keep moving forward when the road gets tough, and the courage to keep believing when things don't go as planned. With these two qualities, there is no challenge you cannot overcome, no setback that can hold you back, and no goal that is out of reach. They are the foundation of lasting transformation and the key to realizing your full potential. In conclusion, the journey of rebuilding and reorganizing yourself is one of the most empowering paths you can embark upon. It requires a deep commitment to self-awareness, a clear vision, and the discipline to stay the course. Through strategic planning, continuous learning, resilience, and perseverance, you can create a life that reflects your true potential and purpose. Each element we've discussed is interconnected, forming a holistic approach to personal transformation. Embrace the power of introspection to understand who you are and what you want. Define your vision and purpose, then create a strategic plan that will guide your actions. Make a commitment to lifelong learning, staying adaptable and open to new experiences. Cultivate resilience to bounce back from setbacks, and let perseverance be your driving force as you push through challenges. Remember, this journey will not be without its trials, but it is in those moments of adversity that you will discover your true strength. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward a greater version of yourself. So as you stand on the threshold of this journey, commit to the process of rebuilding and reorganizing your life. Embrace the challenges as opportunities for growth, and trust in your ability to create the life you envision. You hold the power to shape your future. The road may be long, but every moment of effort you invest in yourself will pay dividends in the life you ultimately create. Stand firm, stay focused, and remember, you are capable of incredible transformation. The best is yet to come.